What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am. It's a very spooky Halloween, so I hope you guys are all getting your spook on, absolutely double dabbing on anybody trying to touch your candy bowl. And if you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. Your grandma will eat all of your candy and go into diabetic shock. Yeah, that's right. Grandma's got a sweet tooth even though she's got the diabetes. Anyways, guys, it is your boy Scrub here, and today I've got a very Spooktober story. It's Halloween, so I figured I would share some spooky stories, okay? Like 2 months ago, I said a scary story, and you guys were like, oh, do more, and then I just forgot. But now it's Halloween, so I have the perfect excuse to tell a scary story. But as you can tell from the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be telling you guys why you shouldn't mess with Ouija boards, which I'm knowing for most of you guys in the comments is like, oh, no crap, you know, trying to purposely communicate with creepy things is probably a really bad idea, right? And for those of you that are watching this going, Ouija boards don't work and aren't real, you know, that's what I thought, and that's what I figured, and part of me still believes that all of this was just like a collective hallucination. But regardless, it's a pretty cool story, and I think it'll entertain you guys, so yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So 2 Halloweens ago, when I was the ripe old age of 18, I thought I was pretty indestructible, alright? Do you remember that clip of like the wide receiver in the NFL front flipping over the cornerback to score? Like, that's how I felt. I was like, demons, ghosts, goblins can't touch me. I will literally front flip over your demonic possession and double no scope you if you even try to look at me funny, alright, demons? And at the time, I had friends that were super into like spooks and ghosts and goblins and demons, and like just generally thought that stuff was super interesting. And I don't know, I wouldn't really say that I like believe in ghosts. I don't really know if I believe in that type of stuff, but they really did. And so they were like, on Halloween, let's play with a Ouija board in a cemetery. And I'm like, I mean, I don't really believe in ghosts, so why wouldn't I go, you know? Which sounds really silly in retrospect, but honestly, I was like, I don't really believe in spooks and ghosts and goblins, so if I go to the middle of a cemetery and play with a Ouija board, nothing bad is gonna happen to me. Like, I don't really care. So Halloween night comes, and me and the squad pull up to this this cemetery, right? And there's snow on the ground. It's looking all spooky. I'm pretty sure at one point I saw half the Ghostbusters just marauding through the cemetery, doing what they gotta do to put those ghosts down, you know, who you gonna call? And one of my friends, who I'll name Lauren for the purpose of this story, pulls out this Ouija board. And most of the Ouija boards that I've ever seen in high school and stuff were very clearly bought at Target like a week ago, you know? Like, they ain't got no realness to them, okay? They're made out of cardboard. I'm pretty sure if you flipped it over, you could see the Fruit Loop box that they were cut out of. Like, you can just pretty obviously tell that this is not a real old Ouija board. Like, no spirit is getting summoned with something that you and your mom bought in bulk at Costco, alright? Like, something tells me ghosts just really ain't messing with any of that. And this wasn't one of those, okay? She pulled out what I could only describe as something that probably was a ghost, like probably had a damn spirits of its own. This thing is like obsidian, and it's made out of, you know, emeralds. Like, I'm pretty sure at one point it started casting Harry Potter spells when she took it out, and I'm like, oh, okay, that definitely looks a little bit creepier. And as I said, at the time I was like, I don't believe in none of this, like, whatever. Even if it looks spooky, even if she got it at a thrift shop, I really don't think that it's possible to communicate with ghosties. I know some of you guys out there are probably some big ghost fans, and at the time I was just like, sorry, none of this is real. So we get it set up, and the girl who brought the Ouija board, Lauren, starts telling us about how she got this Ouija board at an estate sale from a witch in her hometown. And I'm like, oh, we got witches now, huh? So not only are we going to be talking to ghosts, but on top of that, we're going to be just like chilling, talking to some witches, letting us know how Hogwarts was. Come on, like, how gullible do you think I am, all right? But she's going on about how this Ouija board contains spirits and can communicate with things on the nether plane, and on October 31st, it's the prime time to talk to spirit, yada, yada, yada. Scary stories to tell in the dark when a bunch of kids are gathered around a campfire at camp when they're 6. It's a very spooky, scary skeleton type of story. So whatever, we start doing our thing, and I'm just kind of watching the people with their hands on the board. I didn't put my hand on the board mainly because she did this huge speech about how it only works if everybody with their hands on the board believes, and I was like, yeah, alright, probably not me, because I've seen enough 80s movies about hunting ghosts to know that this is probably just not real. Like, come on, let's be honest here. I've seen enough 80s movies about ghost busting and demons to know that this is all cap. So I basically am just kind of watching it go down, and sure enough, the board starts moving. Ooh, and basically they're like, who are you? What are you? And it essentially boils down to it's a demon, right? She's like, oh my gosh, we're communicating with a demon, and everybody in the circle starts freaking out, and I'm still just sitting here laughing because I'm like, guys, come on, why would a demon be chilling with us on Halloween in the middle of a cemetery when it could be doing anything else? But whatever, no big deal. So after a little bit, they like close communications or whatever, and they're like, Ryan, you have to try it. It's crazy. I didn't believe in it, and then I started doing it. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's totally talk to a demon. Oh, that's terrifying. Whatever. Fine, I'll do it. And she's like, you have to believe. And I'm like, fine, I'll pretend to believe. Like, whatever. Maybe I'm smarter than a demon. I'm gonna trick a demon, okay? So at this point, this is where things start to get scary. Like, up until this, I'm kind of making fun of them. I'm like, oh yeah, there's totally a demon. So we do our thing, and she reopens communication with this demon, right? And I'm just not taking it seriously. I'm asking it stupid questions. I'm like, what's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor? And I was goofing off, and then the thing starts moving, and I'm not moving it. Like, I swear to God, I swear on our channel, my channel, that I was not moving the talking thing. I'm not moving it, and it starts moving, and it's like, basically says something along the lines of, like, not funny. Like, in less words, but basically I got a very good idea that I should not be joking around. And I don't believe in ghosts, but when something starts moving without my hand on it, I'm like, all right, I'm just not down with this, okay? It could have been somebody else pushing it, but at this point, I'm getting a little bit more scared than I was before. Like, in all things considered, I was really confident that this was stupid before, and I'm only like half confident that this is stupid now, right? And so I'm kind of getting scared, and I'm like, all right, I don't think this is true. Like, I don't believe this. Like, come on, like, this can't be true. This is not real. It's just not real. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So I just kind of started being like, this isn't real, and Lauren says, ask it to prove that it's real. And I'm like, all right, if you're real, then, and it was a pretty windy night, it's Halloween, I go, if you're real, then stop the wind. And as soon as I said that, I am not, like, guys, listen, like, I don't believe in spookies, but I can't make this up, bro. It might have just been coincidence. I hope it's coincidence. I've told myself it's coincidence ever since it happened. As soon as I go, then make the wind stop, everything stops. Like, have you ever been somewhere where beforehand it's windy, you can hear birds chirping, you can hear things going on, and then all of a sudden it just goes deathly silent, and you can just feel that something wrong is in the air? That's exactly what happened. Not only does the wind stop, we stopped hearing trick-or-treaters, we stopped hearing all of these things. Like, any ambient noise grinds to a halt. Everything is absolutely still. And at this point, I am not enjoying myself. I'm freaking out just a smidgen. It's all fun and games until you ask something to stop the wind, and the wind actually stops, all right? So, you know, not having been a believer in anything before this, I'm kind of like, all right, I apologize to the demon. I literally go, yo, I'm sorry for acting like this was a joke. I didn't think you were real. Like, I'm apologizing, bruh. And I'm like, but yeah, we should close this communication now, okay? So Lauren closes it again, and we're all sitting there, and I ask everybody, just to make sure I'm not tripping, I'm like, when I asked for everything to stop, everything stopped, right? And they're like, oh my God, I thought I was the only one who noticed. Like, I didn't want to freak anybody out, but I'm telling you, Ryan went make the wind stop, and literally everything just grinded to a halt. So at this point, I know that I'm not delusional. I'm not experiencing things. And I'm like, okay, all right, maybe, just maybe, I might have made a demon a little bit upset. This is why you shouldn't mess with a Ouija board. But it doesn't end there. What happened next is way worse. You see, the reason I knew all these people, everybody that was there, is in college, I did this weird class thing, and I basically had the class with the same people for 4 hours a day. So we had just gotten close through class. Like, we had just become friends, right? There's really not much you can do about it. That's just the reality of the situation. So the next day, I get into class, and somebody starts talking about this dream that they had. And I hadn't told anybody this, but I had a dream that we were in the same cemetery. But this time, when the wind stopped, this shady figure kind of appeared out of the ground and threatened us, right? And, you know, I just woke up and I was like, wow, that's weird. Sometimes you dream about things that associated with you in your dream. But I'm sitting in this class, and suddenly one of the other people that was there says, man, I had this weird dream that we were in the cemetery, and when Ryan asked for all the wind to stop, this creature, and describes like the shadowy figure that I saw, came out of the ground and threatened us. and my eyes get huge, right? Like, I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then what happens, ladies and gentlemen, is everybody that had been there for the Ouija board thing admits to having the same dream where we were sitting there, and then when me, the idiot who for some reason wants to square up with demons, was like, prove that you exist, huh? And so our friend Lauren, the Ouija board girl, obviously is like, okay, we've all had the dream. If anything else happens, you know, we need to just be honest and tell everybody, but for the most part, he's probably just playing tricks on us. It's no big deal. And I was like, okay. And after that, nothing else happened. And like I said, there's a very strong possibility that this could have just been a group delusion. We all collectively tripped out. But all I'm saying is that all of us felt the wind stop. All of us had the same dream. And I'm freaking out, bro. Like, now I'm convinced that it's going to come back for its revenge from 2 years ago and possess my soul. But on that note, guys, that's going to do it for this special spooky Halloween edition of Scrubs. Hopefully you enjoyed. I know a lot of you guys are in the comments right now like, you're an idiot, none of this happened. And, you know, I really do hope that I am tripping. Like, I hope it was just a group delusion, because that would make me sleep better tonight. But, yeah, press the like button, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. Today's notification shout-out goes to the always fantastic Not FUX KCY. Big shout out to you for having on notifications. I greatly appreciate it. If you want a notification shout out, just send a screenshot of your notifications on to my Instagram @Scrubby. Follow it, by the way. And yeah, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure you're hot. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.